Bây giờ chào tất cả mọi người, chào mừng mọi người đã quay trở lại với kênh của mình. Thì đang là 4 giờ sáng. Thì mọi ngày giờ thì mình quyết định quay video. Đó là mình đang phải nói nhỏ một chút thì có thể mọi người sẽ bị thế nó không nói rõ một vài câu hiểu thôi, chả biết sao cả. Thực ra mình quyết định quay video đi buổi sáng tại vì sáng nay mình học mình xong mình ngủ luôn, mình ngủ chơi tới giờ học luôn, đến 7 giờ nên mình quyết định quay dịch vụ truyền thuyết của Escoffier cho kia sẽ bắt luôn để mình chơi sự kiện vậy mình chơi sự kiện quay mình nghĩ đó là một cái chuyện thì rất nhiều quen thuộc trước mặt mấy giờ có level thì các bạn nó là một chuyện và mình sẽ chơi với chủ nhật thì không có trước tại vì nghĩ là có thể cắt tiếp còn giờ bạn nên chơi vào chủ nhật cho chắc hoặc để mình chơi vào cho anh chứ phải nó bị cắt tiết chừng nào không rồi mình chuyển qua chủ nhật biết chưa rồi để không dài dòng thêm nữa thì chúng ta bắt đầu video thôi. Ok, giờ thì chúng ta sẽ vào game rồi đây. Giờ chúng ta sẽ bắt đầu. Phải chơi bảo vật tối thượng dương hương cao thượng. Ok rồi có chơi yên tâm giờ chơi không cản lại ra thì cho thấy cái tác dụng về mình bật lên vui chuyện.
Is that Navia over there? Oh, it's been a while. Let's go say hi.
Yeah.
Hey, Navia, what you up to?
Navia này.
Shh.
Làm gì bà thần bí vậy?
Get lost, Monica! I don't want to see you back here until you're ready to wake up and start doing things properly! Right now, you're a disgrace to my kitchen and to the Hotel de Boer name!
Wow.
It was an accident.
À.
I'm sorry, did you hear me asking for excuses?
No, I'll do better, I promise.
Why is she so aggressive? She won't even listen to what the poor girl has to say. Oh, hey, cut her some slack. You gotta at least hear her out.
Wait!
Huh? Who do you think you are telling me? Wait a sec. Navia? Huh. So, you're bringing backup now. Suit yourself! You're still wasting your time!
Tôi có biết gì đâu, đừng nhìn tôi nhát mặt hết. Tôi mới vô thôi mà.
Savannah, is this how you always treat your staff?
My staff is right. I'm the one in charge here now. And last time I checked, the Hotel de Boer doesn't take orders from the Spina di Rosula.
Yeah. Tôi không quan tâm vấn đề đó. Vấn đề đuổi ai đâu phải này của tôi. Đây không phải quái đâu. Tôi tính quá dễ hơn chuyện. quyết định một tục cá nhân.
Of course. How you run your kitchen is none of our business. But when a member of your staff is so overworked he becomes gravely ill, that most definitely is our business. We're going to stand up for him, whether you like it or not.
Tôi biết vậy nè.
Overworked? I've said it before and I'll say it again. If Vermont can't handle the job, then tough luck. There are plenty of other capable people I can hire instead.
Ra thì cũng đúng. Tại vì xã hội này đào thải ghê lắm. Nếu như bạn không làm được công việc gì đó thì bạn sẽ bị đào thải thôi. Tôi nghĩ nó rất là bình thường, đúng không? Thế giới này nó phải xoay tiếp. Bạn kiểu như bị chững lại thì thế giới này nó cũng xoay tiếp thôi, nó không có dừng lại đâu.
But Philmont can do the job, he just...
Monica, back inside, now!
Huh? But you said I shouldn't come back until...
Just do as you're told, and not another word out of you! Come on, we have work to do!
Đã biết câu chuyện.
Wow, what a horrible person!
Well, ai biết được.
Sorry. Looks like I've dragged you into some drama again.
Vậy cái người đó là ai vậy?
Her name is Savannah. She's the new head chef at Hotel de Boer.
Ồ, ok.
Ever since she took the job, she's been enforcing a brutal work regime and putting a huge amount of pressure on her staff. One guy was so overworked, he collapsed from illness. He's been bedridden for days, and he can barely even talk properly.
Ok.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's all my fault. I don't deserve to be a chef.
At his family's request, the Spina di Rosula is trying to mediate on his behalf. We're not exactly making a ton of progress, as you saw.
Ok.
Savannah is adamant that Vermont's exhaustion and illness have nothing to do with her or how she's been running her kitchen. She's refusing to have any kind of meaningful dialogue with us.
Làm gì có chứ khi tập phải biết được là câu chuyện này được lao động mà biết.
Our next thought was to talk to the other chefs at the restaurant and get a better idea of their working conditions. But with Savannah watching them like a hawk, no one has been willing to open up. And that's why I'm here, doing it the old-fashioned way. Camping out, watching, and waiting for an opportunity.
Vậy ban nãy có phải đang đợi sau khi Savannah đi rồi mới âm thầm đi hỏi Monica không?
Oh, shoot! It all makes sense now. Sorry. Paimon should have thunked before she spoke. Did Paimon ruin everything?
Oh, no, not at all, Paimon. Honestly, the way she was laying into Monica, someone had to step in. I'm sure I would have piped up if you hadn't.
Bây giờ đã có chuyện rắc rối xảy ra. Dạ.
And besides, I don't really think I'm built for espionage.
Bây giờ có lẽ ta cùng cảnh giác rồi, hay là sẽ không có gọi nữa đâu.
Yeah, meaning it's gonna be all the more difficult to get the inside scoop now. Oh, I might as well head back to the Fleuve Cendre then. We'll need to come up with a whole new game plan.
Ok, giờ vậy, nói lại thôi.
Paimon will join you. Cause this is kinda all Paimon's fault.
Trời ơi, tao mơ kìa. Mơ cũng rắc rắc thôi, không biết nó có mơ lớn hay không. Nhưng mà cũng chẳng là gì tôi chơi game hả. Ok, vậy tôi cũng sẽ tham gia.
Guys, it's fine. You don't need to worry about it. That said, if you were planning to visit the Fleuve Cendre anyway, let me take you out for a meal. I'll make sure it's a proper feast.
Nghe có rạch thì ghé qua.
A really famous chef just joined the Spina di Rosula's tavern. Her name is...
Sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to apologize for the scene you witnessed just now. We shouldn't subject our customers to that.
Không có gì đâu. Câu chuyện này mâu thuẫn thì lúc nào chả có. Ấy da, nên kính một chút nha. Đừng mâu thuẫn kiểu đập beng trên mạng, kiểu như là làm việc xong không được việc, cái việc phốt chỗ cũ mình làm, chỗ cũ mình làm ấy. Kiểu như vì bản thân mình làm không được là sa thải, để có bắt đầu quay lại chửi chỗ mình làm ấy, nghe mình cười thế.
This is a small token from us. It's some candy from Monica. She asked me to make sure it was delivered into your hands.
Ok.
Monica's the one apologizing? Huh. Clearly Savannah is the one who owes an apology.
Our head chef has been a little highly strung lately. Sorry for everything.
Raymond, đừng làm khó người ta nữa.
Alright. Since there's candy, Paimon will drop it. Not the candy.
Ok, đây thôi.
Thank you for understanding. We'll make sure to pass your feedback on to Miss Savannah.
Ok.
A little highly strung, huh?
Có vẻ như ra thì trưởng mấy người mà đứng đầu ấy thì thường hay áp lực nhiều, tại vì họ phải gánh nhiều ấy. Họ phải gánh nhiều người ấy. Họ là cái người bị lôi ra chửi đầu tiên đó, mọi thứ thất bại. Tôi nghĩ là làm lãnh đạo mà họ căng thẳng cũng là điều hợp lý thôi, tôi thấy khá là bình thường. Kiểu như đang có sự kiện lớn gì đó, người ta công việc rất quan trọng mà giao cho làm rồi, trưởng là thằng căng thẳng nhất luôn. Nếu làm được là thằng cám là trưởng cám đầu tiên. Xem ra nhận một chuyện như vậy thì đến việc tiếp khách cũng thấy áp lực.
Paimon doesn't get it. How did someone like her even become head chef?
Có lẽ là nấu giỏi hoặc là có khả năng lãnh đạo tốt, maybe. Chứ không khi khơi không có ai sẽ khơi được lên làm trưởng đâu. Chả bao giờ.
Well, according to Fermat's family, she hasn't always been like this. But that's a story for another time. Let's try this candy.
Cô vẫn thích đồ ngọt nhiều.
Oh, Paimon totally gets it. Come on, dig in! Huh? Hold on, there's something written on the wrapper. Find Escoffier.
Escoffier? Could this mean...
Huh? You know that name, Navia?
Yeah. Let's stick to the plan and go back to the Fleuve Cendre for now. That's where we'll find Escoffier anyway.
A few moments later.
Tính chạy qua để coi có chuyện gì không. Đây, xuống dưới. Ok. Rồi vụ cốt truyện kia lát tôi sẽ cắt cái đoạn ấy ra là được. Nghe vậy ấy, nhưng mà tôi sẽ cắt cái đoạn mà cốt truyện của cái sự kiện ra.
Who is this Escoffier, anyway?
Ai biết nghề mới chẳng biết được.
Well, for starters, she used to be the head chef at the Hotel de Boer, before Savannah.
Ok.
She recreated the legendary Gâteau de Boer and restored the restaurant back to its former glory.
Rồi kia Hoàng Kiếm. Okay.
Safe to say, she's the most renowned head chef in the Hotel de Boer's history, after the culinary genius Modeste himself.
Ok.
Gâteau de Boer. That's the super exclusive cake that they only sell a few slices a day, right? Wow. Why the heck would she let Savannah take her place?
Ai biết được.
Well, apparently, the Hotel de Boer was reported for a safety incident. Someone claims that the kitchen was adding an illegal substance to their menu. but none of the chefs had any idea how it could have gotten into the food. In the end, Escoffier decided that as head chef, she should take responsibility, and she was sent to the fortress of Meripede.
The fortress of Meripede?
Không phải chúng ta cũng từng lén ăn bánh kem vào đó sao?
Well, you're right. The quantity of the substance they found was fairly minimal. Even the guards believed the whole thing was probably just an accident. Escoffier didn't have to stay in the fortress for long, but still, by the time she returned, the role of head chef had already passed to Savannah.
So that's what happened. Paimon still thinks it's really unfair.
Even though Escoffier is no longer head chef at the hotel, she's still well respected by the staff. So, I'm guessing what Monica wants is for us to convince Escoffier to try and negotiate with Savannah on the staff's behalf.
Okay.
Oh, Paimon gets it! Monica wants Escoffier to come back and kick Savannah out.
Rồi đi, đừng có cố gắng để ấy người ta chứ. Bài mệt.
It's simple. If the new head chef is stressing everyone out, then the solution is just get the old one back.
Well, about that.
You thought cream of mushroom soup was ready to serve after 3.5 minutes on the stove.
Well, cũng không thay đổi lắm đâu. Bếp trưởng, người ta gánh áp lực lắm.
You'd have had more sense serving hot water with ice cubes. At least then you wouldn't have wasted all this perfectly good cream and mushroom. What do you say, Hilaire?
Wow.
I'm sorry, Cream. I'm sorry, Mushroom.
Còn tồi tệ hơn nữa.
As you can see, Escoffier is that kind of chef as well.
Khách sạn Debord có thể mở được đến ngày hôm nay thật không dễ dàng.
You have to leave it on the heat for long enough to allow those flavors the chance to come out. Don't be fooled by the aroma when the water first starts to boil. Got it?
Yes, Chef.
Then go back and do it again. The customers are still waiting. Remember where you went wrong and don't repeat the same mistake twice.
Yes, Chef.
Excuse us, we're...
Waiting to be served? Sorry, we're pretty busy. I'm afraid you have to join the line.
Oh, no, we're not here to eat.
So you're not paying customers? Then I'm afraid the wait will be even longer.
It's hard to talk to Escoffier when she's in the zone. Let's take a seat. We can catch up while we wait.
Ok. Mình phải nhớ tới các cái cốt truyện của sự kiện ra. Cái đầu này không, cái đầu này dọc không quên.
Looks like the rush hour is finally over. Is it always this busy here?
Quán rượu thường ngày cũng đông vậy hả? Chắc là không đâu.
These days, yes. I'd say business has tripled since Escoffier joined as temporary head chef.
Cô ấy không về khách sạn Debord sao?
Well, in her words, the Hotel de Boer doesn't need her anymore. It doesn't look like she's got any plans to go back.
Kệ này. Đâu phải vấn đề mình đâu.
I guess I'll be heading off then.
Wait, take these home with you. We can't serve them now, and there's no sense in letting them go to waste.
Oh, thank you, Chef.
For what? Like I said, I just don't want them going to waste. Oh, and tell Fiamma to get well soon, so you're not running yourself ragged every single shift.
Fiamma. That's the second time we've heard that name. Who is that again?
He's the chef that fell ill from stress. Hilaire is his son. And with Mom stuck at home taking care of Dad, he decided to pick up some work to help pay the bills. Escoffier knows their situation, so she's been making some extra food every day for him to take home.
Hey, I heard that, Navia.
I've told you before.
No one's making extra food. Hilaire is making blunders in the kitchen, and I can't serve his failed dishes, so he might as well take them home.
Yeah, failed dishes that just so happen to be nutritionally complete every single time.
Rồi. Kệ.
So you two must be the world-famous traveler and his companion, Paimon. Yes? Is there something I can help you with?
Oh, so you know us already. We'll skip the introduction then. We're here to talk about Savannah.
Nếu cô đã nhận Hilaire vào hỗ trợ chắc cũng biết tình hình bây giờ của Savannah.
Oh, I certainly am. The Spinner's headquarters are right next to the tavern. And I've lost count of the number of times Navi has come to pester me about it.
Okay.
But I don't work for the Hotel de Boer anymore. And being ex-head chef doesn't give me the right to interfere with that business.
Đâu ăn gì được.
Besides, I'm the one who persuaded Savannah to take the job in the first place.
What?
Well, she was a much gentler person back then. A little timid even. She wasn't at all confident that she was the right fit for the role.
That's hard to believe. Are we definitely talking about the same Savannah here?
Honestly, I do wonder if she's just emulating me. I mean, I'm not the most pleasant head chef to be around either.
Hóa ra chính cô ấy cũng cảm thấy vậy.
Anyway, suffice to say that given the history between us, it'll be tricky for me to tell her she's doing her job wrong without coming across like a huge hypocrite. Fiamar and the others probably think that Savannah gets it all from me.
I wouldn't be so sure about that, Escoffier. Look at this note we got from Monica.
She mentioned me.
Whatever shortcomings you feel you have, it looks like Monica still trusts you. As for the others, well, how can you know what they think unless you ask them?
Monica.
Plus, it's not like we're asking you to storm in there and raise hell. We're only in the initial phase of our investigation. All we're trying to do is get the other chefs to open up to us.
Oh, Monica. Oh, Monica!
Escoffier?
I can't believe her! Powdered sugar is supposed to be applied sparingly. Look at all that on the wrapper. It's thicker than the sole of my shoe.
Hả?
Unbelievable! I won't stand for this. She has to learn. Come on, we're going.
Wait, so now she's,
Dù lý do gì nữa, ít nhất cô ấy đã thuyết phục được bản thân rồi.
Let's go catch up to her. We don't want to keep her waiting.
Ok. Nói thiệt thì trong game này thì tôi cũng thuộc dạng là vua đầu bếp ấy. Nấu được một món ăn chỉ gần qua 20 lần nấu, hoặc 5 lần, 10 lần, 20 lần nấu là nấu được món ăn mẹ hoàn hảo xuất sắc luôn. Rồi cho có sự kiện gì nấu ăn ở bên Ligue như vua đầu bếp luôn. Sắc này kia nào. Nhìn bây giờ kiện hay vậy.
Wait, she looks like... Is that Escoffier?
Bấm lên trên mà bấm lên đúng rồi.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Đâu rồi?
I'm so sorry. I messed up your order.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. Maybe the taste is a little off, but if you hadn't brought it up...
but please, you have to forgive me or Chef is gonna... Okay, I know. I'll kneel before you.
What the heck?
Get up, Monica! Can't you see that you're just making your customer feel more awkward?
Escoffier?
If you want forgiveness, then do what any self-respecting chef would do. Make the dish again. And this time, get it right. You cannot go begging your customers to feel sorry for you.
Savannah said that I'm not allowed back in the kitchen until I've corrected my mistake. But if I can't go back into the kitchen, I can't do the dish over.
That's some backwards logic. How can you fix your mistake without being allowed to cook? If this is what Fermat had to put up with, then no wonder he had a breakdown.
Ai biết được.
We apologize for interrupting your meal, sir.
It's fine. With my layman's palate, it's not like I can tell the difference anyway. I was actually quite enjoying my meal until she appeared.
Oh, well, it's because Chef Savannah tasted a bit of the leftover soup from my pot and then threw me out of the kitchen.
Gosh, that's pretty strict. Has she always been that way? I don't recall things being like this when Escoffier was head chef here.
I mean, Escoffier was strict too, but I think the difference is that her criticism was more constructive, so you knew what you did wrong and how to improve, and
Tôi đâu biết được.
we all knew that it came from a good place. Chef Escoffier was hard on us because she truly wanted us to reach her level. But these days, whenever we make a mistake, we just get told to wake up, get your head in the game, or just do it again. And it's only gotten worse since word got out that Chef Escoffier had started working again in the Fleuve Cendre.
Monica, you don't need to call me chef. I'm not the boss here anymore.
Yeah, but through no fault of your own, what happened back then, that wasn't on you, and all of us know that. That banquet was a huge event, and so many staff were involved every step of the way. With so many moving parts, there's no way of knowing how that Lumiline ended up at...
Lumiline? What's that?
A new drug from the Fontaine Research Institute, produced from an extract of the lumitoile. Apparently it sharpens the senses, so they used it to treat people with impaired responses to stimuli.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about that. They found out you can use it as a flavor enhancer since it stimulates the taste buds. Makes things pretty addictive.
They also found that overuse can have mood-altering effects, and even lead to nerve damage. So it quickly ended up on the guards' list of controlled substances. Unfortunately, however, some food products containing the additive had already made it to the market by the time the guards banned it from the restaurant industry.
Cái thuốc phiện á.
Everyone knows that in all likelihood, someone probably just purchased a batch of contaminated ingredients by mistake. But you took all the blame. We all know why. You just didn't want to see this turn into a place where tensions are constantly running high. And now look at you. A fry chef in the Fleuve Cendre.
What are you trying to say? Sure, the Spina's Tavern is no Hotel de Boer, but come on. It's not that bad, is it?
Oh, the Fleuve Cendre, you say? Great. That's where I'm dining from now on.
Monica, I'm very happy with my current job. And there's no changing the past. We just have to let bygones be bygones.
Không còn quan tâm nhiều lắm nhỉ.
Besides, at the end of the day, I was the head chef, regardless of whose mistake it was. Ultimately, the responsibility lay with me.
Rồi cầm đầu sẽ bị hút xác đầu tiên rồi.
If only Savannah was half the boss you were.
I'm sorry? Do you have a problem with my conduct as head chef?
No, chef.
So, you do remember who's boss. Escoffier? I thought you'd left this place for good. What are you doing back here?
What happened to you, Savannah? Why are you acting like this? When I turned this place over to you,
You made me the head chef and gave up your right to tell me how to do my job.
Hiểu rồi.
You're not the boss here anymore, so stop acting like you own the place.
Whoa. Sounds like someone has a chip on her shoulder.
Có phải chúng ta nên tránh mặt trước không?
Oh, Savannah! My God, have you grown a temper since I last saw you? Have you put even half the amount of energy into improving your cooking skills, or are you still using the Bluey Lotus as an off-brand markup, thinking
That's none of your business!
What happened to not storming in and raise...
Ho ho! I was not expecting to see something this spicy as soon as Escoffier returned.
Huh? Van
Aye, miladies. Might I make a humble suggestion? Given that we have ourselves a tête-à-tête between chefs at the Hôtel de Bord, I dare say it would be de rigueur to settle this the traditional way.
The traditional way? That can only mean one thing.
Bên này đây là trò mới gì đây?
That's right. I'm talking, of course, about the tradition established by Modeste himself. The cooking contest!
According to legend, the founders of Hotel de Boer, Modeste and Savelli, used this method to resolve all of their disputes. Everything from petty arguments over next week's menu to the cooking contest would decide who had the final say.
Huh. It sounds like they had a lot of free time on their hands.
Ah, well, it might sound that way to us. But in fact, the cooking contest played an enormous role in motivating chefs to hone their skills, reaching new heights of excellence in the culinary arts.
Có ông chủ ra mặt rồi thì không cần phải lo.
And indeed, the reintroduction of this institution in recent years has surely been instrumental in transforming the Hôtel de Bord into the top-ranking restaurant in Fontaine.
Nghe ông nói chuyện tiếng Pháp ấy.
Reintroduction? Someone brought it back? Who?
What say you, Escoffier? Surely you of all people won't back down from this challenge.
What?
It was you who put the rule in place after all.
Quả nhiên là cô.
Sure, I reinstated it, but I'm not a chef at Hotel de Boer anymore. Isn't
I see no issue as long as both sides agree to the terms. We could simply treat it as an exhibition of sorts. Savannah, any objections?
Exhibition. Huh. If we're going to battle it out, let's put it all on the line. If I lose, it's up to you what happens to me.
I don't want anything to happen to you.
But if you lose, you hand over the Codex de Boer to me.
What? The Codex de Boer?
Bí điển de Boer đó là gì vậy?
Only the legendary handbook written by the original head chef Modeste. It contains all his secret recipes, including Gâteau de Boer. It's the greatest treasure in Fontaine's culinary world. And only the present and former head chefs of the Hotel de Boer have the right to read it.
Present and former? Wait, but that already includes Savannah, though.
What do you want that old thing for? You have your own copy, don't you?
Don't take me for a fool. You know perfectly well what I mean. I want your copy, the original version, the one you took with you when you left us.
I'm sorry, I must be missing something.
Stop trying to change the topic. What's wrong, Escoffier? Scared you're gonna lose to me? Or are you scared of me getting my hands on the original Codex?
Savannah, you may remember that we gave her the original as a parting gift, to thank Escoffier for her years of service. Asking for it back feels a little,
Oh, I'm sure it won't be an issue, as long as both sides agree to the terms. Those were your words, weren't they? And as for the contest itself, let's make it a bake-off. Gâteau de Boer, per the recipe in the Codex. Well, Escoffier, you against me.
You sound surprisingly confident. All right then, let's see how much you've actually grown. I hope you surprise me, Savannah. I'd hate to find out that all you've learned after this long is how to chew people's heads off.
Believe me, I'll show you.
Escoffier, are you sure this is a good idea? You accepted her terms a little hastily.
Oh, it'll be fine. Let's head back to the Fleuve Cendres so I can get prepping.
I do apologize. This whole ordeal reflects rather poorly on us.
Chẳng phải ông chủ ở đây sao?
I'm afraid it's not quite that simple. The Hôtel de Bord runs as more of a partnership, you see. So, while I am technically Savannah's boss, it's not really my place to interfere with the business of the kitchen.
Có vẻ như là kia quản lý việc kinh doanh, chiến lược cái thứ này, còn mấy bếp trong bếp làm sao? Không có
To
trong
be
được.
perfectly honest with you, that's part of the reason why I suggested a cooking contest. If Escoffier wins, it would be the perfect opportunity for her to talk some sense into Savannah. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Whatever the outcome, this contest will hopefully serve as a turning point for us. I must say, Savannah surprised me with her confidence. Does she really believe she can best Escoffier in the kitchen?
I can't believe I got to witness that firsthand. I only stopped by here for a quick meal. I definitely got my Morris worth today.
Ok, ông này cũng thích coi đấu biểu diễn. Coi đâu này có. Dạ, không thích gì mới. Đâu check thôi. Nhà phim mình. Ok. Quay về cái quán ăn di động Tết. Mâu thuẫn trong bếp. Cái nhạc ở dưới này nghe như kiểu nhạc trinh thám.
So, this whole bake-off thing kind of came out of nowhere. Was it really sensible to just go along with it?
Chắc là không sao đâu.
Well, I got a sense that she's holding something back. But we chefs always express ourselves in our cooking. So if she won't talk, this might be the best way to find out what's really going on with her.
Holding back? Sure didn't sound that way to Paimon.
Escoffier only picked up on it because she's the same way. Always closed off, never letting you know what she really thinks.
That's patently false, at least where your macarons are concerned. I've been nothing but truthful with you about the disgraceful amount of sugar you use.
Okay, that's one case where you can keep your thoughts to yourself.
Cũng bí điện de bo là gì vậy? Đó là gì vậy?
Oh, that? Well, it's not so much a recipe book as a diary of Modeste's adventures. Back in the day, he and his good friend Savelli explored far and wide, partly adventuring, partly looking for new ingredients and developing new recipes. There, for instance, legend has it that the original Gâteau de Bourg was made using a special secret ingredient that Modeste discovered on one of his adventures. So rare was the ingredient that they could never make more than 16 slices of the cake per day. But everyone who tried it claimed that it was one of the most blissful and invigorating things they had ever tasted. Modeste and Savelli went on to found the original Hôtel de Bourg, which catapulted them to stardom in Fontaine's culinary world. Especially Modeste. He was hailed as a once-in-a-generation genius. And over time, the recipes from his adventure log became known as the Codex de Bourg.
Paimon's heard this kind of story before. Armed with the Codex, the Hôtel de Bourg took its rightful place as the finest restaurant in the land.
What? No, of course not. Cooking is a constantly evolving art form. Anyway, never mind centuries. Savelli and Modeste parted ways not even 10 years after their rise to fame. Then, Modeste passed away while he was still in his prime. And that was it. The end of the Hôtel de Bourg's heyday. Even then, it still took numerous relocations and changes of management before we finally ended up with Vanigem and the restaurant we have today.
Oh! So the codex really isn't all that, then. Paimon figured it was like one of those mystical books they have in Liyue's martial arts novels, where the main character learns all their secret powers from.
Tiểu thuyết về đời thường khác nhau lắm.
Yes, well, that's fiction, and this is reality. You can't meet the tastes of modern diners by following.
Case in point. Even the Gâteau de Bourg they sell now is actually Escoffier's reimagination.
Wait, really? Why though? Didn't that recipe make it into the codex?
It did, but like I said, it's a dusty old book now, and the records aren't as legible as they once were. Not to mention that there's no way of finding the secret ingredient Modeste wrote about.
Wow.
So, reimagination is right. I consulted some historical records and took what I could from the codex. But ultimately, the Gâteau de Bourg today is my own recipe. As for why we gave it the same name and kept the tradition of only selling 16 slices a day, well, you've got Venegem's business sense to thank for that.
Oh. Huh. Well, that kind of takes all the mystique out of it.
Kiểu như là chip pro marketing nhưng mà kiểu món này rất là kiểu như rất là hiếm mà mua nhiều đó nha.
Hey now, it might not be the original Gâteau de Bourg, but it's still the most delicious cake in Fontaine today. Just think, if the original truly was the perfect cake you're imagining it to be, there's no way the recipe would have been lost to history, right?
Anyway, before I left my role as head chef, I made a copy of all the recipes from the codex.
So why is she so interested in the original copy?
Tao biết.
Could it be a symbolic thing? Like, whoever holds the original Codex de Bourg is the true head chef?
Well, it was clearly precious enough to give to Escoffier as a parting gift. Maybe from her point of view, it's like management doesn't truly see her as being worthy of the role.
You think so? The only thing is, it was her suggestion to gift me the original in the first place. Well, a joint decision by her and Venegem. But still.
What? Huh. Guess she's had a major change of heart since she became head chef.
Who knows? We could speculate forever. Better to just let our gâteau do the talking.
Dùng món ăn để nói chuyện.
It means besting her in this bake-off, and then getting her to explain herself, even if I have to beat it out of her with a spatula.
Trực tiếp vậy sao?
However much she's changed since we worked together, I believe that she still has her chef's pride. And if she respects the art, she'll respect the outcome of our contest.
Well, I'm confident that you and your spatula can get justice for Froment. All you need to do now is win the contest. But that should be a breeze for you.
Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Gâteau de Bourg is very complicated to make. Now, if I had to push it, I could probably do the work of 3 chefs myself. But I'd prefer to play it safe if I can find a couple of assistants in time.
Well, that's easy. The 3 of us are veterans in the kitchen. You just need to pick 2 of us.
Well, I have heard the Traveler is an accomplished cook, as well as a warrior. But be warned, I will hold you to exceptionally high standards.
Vậy thì cứ thử xem nào.
Oh, count me in too. I've spent weeks perfecting my macarons after your scathing review. Even if it means competing against the Traveler, so be it. I'll show you what I'm made of.
Đầu bếp đại chiến à?
Confident. I like it. Alright, let's start with some elementary mise en place.
Có
Show
sự
me your knife skills.
có sự trùng hợp không thì nhẹ là cả 3 người đều tóc vàng. Tóc mình là vàng cam, có tóc của Escoffier vàng cam, tóc mình như là vàng chói mà hơi hồng hồng. Còn Navia tóc màu vàng kiểu bột ống mượt. Ok, thì đây. Kỹ năng dùng dao dưới xem nào, tấn công thường để cắt trái cây, cắt bột. Đây là thể hiện kỹ năng dùng dao xem nào, dùng tấn công thường để cắt trái cây, bụng trái cây sau cắt từ lấy cũng thu nhập. Gia công thành chất chi xịu. Ok, tấn công thường.
I've always called it chopping stuff up, not mise en place. But it's basically the same thing, right?
Oh, Navia. The difference in your case is that mise en place.
Ok, rồi, bác ạ.
Looks like you found that easier than I expected.
Yeah, thankfully it was pretty straightforward in the end. You made it sound like we'd be carving statues out of fruits or something.
Well, brace yourself, because the next step is anything but straightforward. I'll be using a kind of special food processor I got the Fontaine Research Institute to make for me. It uses cold temperature extraction to isolate the essence of cooking ingredients, which can then be used to flavor dishes more precisely. But this isn't exactly standard kitchen equipment, so that probably didn't make a whole lot of sense. Let me give you a demonstration instead.
Đây là nhấn di chuyển kỹ năng nguyên tố để tăng tốc độ ép lạnh sau dùng tấn công thường để khiến nó hoạt động. Nhấn nhanh nhấn nhanh di chuyển kỹ năng nguyên tố có thể tăng tốc độ ép lạnh khi dùng tấn công thường khi nó hoạt động.
Custom-made equipment from the Fontaine Research Institute, huh? That's some pretty high-tech food prep. Paimon's never used anything this weird before. Cool. Not weird.
Okay.
And done. These are the flavor compounds extracted from our ingredients. I've processed all the fruit you chopped up earlier.
Wow! Even the smell is so much more concentrated. What?
Absolutely not! Throwing everything in at once will ruin the balance of flavors. We have to go slowly and carefully to calibrate the exact flavor we want. I'll demonstrate again. Now, watch closely.
Đây, đây. Okay. Hợp chất của quyệu là xu hướng đạt cân bằng hoàn hảo giữa gì đây.
Slowly and carefully, not a...
Ok, dễ. Hoàn thành điều vị một sớm.
And voila! Now it's your turn.
Dưới chân của Escoffier từng người thành công.
Not terrible. Considering this was everyone's first time blending flavor extracts, but the traveler's work was surprisingly good. Are you sure you've never done this before? You got almost perfect results on your first try.
Chủ yếu là do với vị dạy tốt thôi.
That goes without saying. Still, credit where credit's due. You did well.
Chỉ phải là kinh bột hơn cả trăm món ăn thì đây là bình thường.
Alright, now for the part I've been looking forward to. I want each of you to cook something from the Hotel du Bois' current menu. I'll judge your submissions and give you a final score.
Okay.
That's right. The true test of your cooking skills is the finished product. It'll be good practice for the contest itself. Now get to it. Chop chop.
Okay. Chào món hải sản đẹp của.
How's it going? Have you picked a dish yet? Choose wisely. I expect...
Macaroni. Cá dùng nữa. Tôi sẽ chọn súp hải sản đi. Dạ.
Look at that! With the grace of a snow-winged goose, as I like to say. Now, let the grating commence.
Pretty good, right? Not to brag or anything, but Paimon's a bit of a connoisseur when it comes to la food.
6 points.
What? Oh, well, fair enough. so as long as it's a pass.
That's 6 out of 100.
Khó tính thật đấy.
You say you're a connoisseur, but it's quite clear from this dish that you have far more experience consuming food than creating it. By that logic, I suppose you think listening to Lady Farina on repeat every day would make you an opera singer.
Chắc là không. Tội nghiệp ghê.
Me next, me next. I'll have you know that this batch of macarons has 2 whole tablespoons less sugar than my previous ones.
So you went from 12 tablespoons to 10? Well, it's nice to know you actually measured it out. Because it tastes like you just threw in whatever was left in the jar. 6 points.
5,5. Còn đậu. Tại sao muốn đừng xuống? Con mới muốn. Con không nói rồi còn làm vậy cho là do cho đừng có nhiều đó thì sao điểm. Ấy nghiêm khắc quá.
Now to the final dish.
So, what do you think?
This is our last hope.
8 points.
Well.
Darn, that's barely higher than what we got.
Not exactly. The color is spot on. Beautiful aroma. Excellent presentation. I have to give this one 8 points out of 10.
How did you pull that off?
Tôi học được khi nấu ăn cho Monda.
Don't get me wrong. There's room for improvement. But still, this is clearly the work of an accomplished chef. I can tell that you've put many hours of work into honing your skills in the kitchen.
Yeah, tôi không biết nó có đúng hay không, nhưng mà có thể sẽ chọn món ăn khác, những bị chè
I
thôi.
can really taste the grace of the snowing goose in this dish. The traveler's journey, with all its trials, tribulations, and setbacks. Not to mention the frustrations of having a picky eater for a partner.
Sự công với cô ngọng cánh tuyết, một chuyến hành trình phiêu bạt mùa gió chập tuyệt, đến khi phải động mạch kén ăn.
Hey, you made that last part up. No way did you taste that.
Well, it looks like I lost fair and square. I guess you'll be taking the Traveler as one of your assistants then?
But if it takes 3 chefs, that still leaves 1 slot remaining. Maybe Paimon and Navia should keep practicing and...
Chef Escoffier.
Oh, it's Hilaire. What brings you here?
I heard the news about the cooking contest. You're doing gâteau de bois, right?
And you think you're up to the task, do you?
Oh, no, I know I'm not there yet. It's actually my dad who wanted to help.
Firma, last I heard, you could barely get out of bed.
Chef Escoffier, Navia, Traveler, thank you all so much for everything you're doing for me. And I've had enough of sitting around at home while you run yourselves ragged. If you let me, I'd like to help you win this cooking contest.
Anh đọc lại chưa?
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing.
Don't you worry. I'll be fine. I'm feeling much better now. I'm sorry. I know I've been rather useless these past few days, but the fact is, I'm a fine chef, despite recent events. I've proven myself in the Hotel de Bois kitchen.
Firma, have you even set foot in a kitchen since the...
I have not, but... Huh? That's strange. Why are my hands shaking?
What do you call this, Firma?
I can't seem to grip my knife.
Do it again! Again! Again!
I...
Hopeless. get out of my kitchen yesterday.
Dad, what's wrong? I don't understand. I was feeling so much better, and then Will I never be able to work in a kitchen again?
Dad, talk to me. What happened?
I think the real issue here is not physical exhaustion, but psychological trauma.
Monica, when did you get here?
Cả tôi cũng không để ý nữa.
Probably because you were all concentrating so hard on your cooking. I didn't. But anyway, for Mom, I'm so sorry.
You have nothing to apologize for, Monica. During those long nights of redoing every order, you were the only person who looked out for me.
Oh, come on. All I did was make you some tea. I doubt it was much help.
She sounds like the worst. All right, another Savannah horror story. Let's hear.
She's been getting harsher and harsher on us ever since she heard about Escoffier's new role in the Fleuve Cendre. Seems like no matter what we make, she'll find something wrong with it.
What is this? It looks like a dog's been at it. In the trash now!
Then she orders us to redo the dish again and again, but we never know what's going to make her happy.
Do it again, do it again, do it again!
Every time you remake it, you just get another earful from her.
Either straighten yourself out or get out of my kitchen!
So now, it seems like just picking up a kitchen utensil gives me flashbacks of her yelling at me.
Oh man, that must be awful.
The more I want to get it perfect, the more my hands shake, and the more scared I am of making another mistake.
How can you give up so easily, Fiamma? You weren't a quitter when you were working for me. And even under Savannah, you talk about working late into the night trying to perfect your dishes.
I don't know what's come over me. When I think back, I just remember feeling like my heart and my hands were growing heavier, and maybe Savannah was right. Maybe I am just hopeless at this.
Dad.
I see. Well, it sounds like there are some deep issues at work here. I will win this contest, and after that, I encourage you to approach Savannah and talk this out.
But what if you can't find another assistant in time? Clearly, I'm in no state to help out.
You think being one person short will ruin my chances? Let's not forget, I taught you and her everything you know. Even if I had to go it alone, I would present the perfect gâteau.
Oh, well, Paimon and Nadia will still keep practicing.
And so will I.
Yeah. And if worse comes to worse, we can always get the Spina di Rosula to put out an emergency call for chefs.
Actually, I thought maybe I could help. That's sort of why I'm here.
What? Why didn't you say so?
I was going to, but then... Well, this is the first chance I got.
You do this for us? Thank you so much, Monica.
Okay.
Alright, fine by me. But aren't you still working for Savannah? Joining the other side seems like a guaranteed way to put your future employment in jeopardy.
I know, but it's all right. I've made up my mind. With the way things are, I can't keep working for Savannah much longer anyway. Unless I want to become the next Firma. I'm done with sucking it up. It's time to try and turn things around. If this cooking contest can get Savannah to see the error of her ways, then I'm sure she'll forgive me for this.
Hy vọng là vậy.
Well, Paimon didn't think we'd be poaching from Savannah's staff to get our third person, but there you go. Anyway, Monica's a professional chef, so nothing could possibly go wrong now.
Great! Then it's settled. And to congratulate you all on making the team, I propose a Spina-sponsored meal to celebrate.
Spina sponsored? Wait, you mean I'm cooking?
Well, I promised the traveler a feast in the Fleuve Cendre. And I know how much you've been looking forward to it.
Yeah! Feast, feast, feast!
Tôi cũng sẽ giúp.
Alright, If you insist, then prepare for some of the finest food of your lives.
Cùng Escoffier nấu các loại món ăn. Nhờ kỹ năng nấu nướng của hai bên mà cả hai đã khá ý trong lần đầu hợp tác.
That's not a bad idea, actually. Wait, hold on. You need to finesse that further.
Được khen ngợi rất nhiều và cũng học hỏi rất nhiều, thời gian trôi qua nhanh thật.
That was a dream come true. I never knew Fontainian cuisine could be this good.
I wish I could eat that all over again. It's not often that Escoffier goes all out like this.
So, this is what Chef Escoffier is truly capable of.
Wow. I don't know if I'll ever be able to cook as good as that.
Để tôi chỉnh qua vô trí nhận, có thể là cuối sự kiện sẽ có lồng tiếng của thầy thơ nghe cho cảm xúc không? Mẹ thực ra tôi không có tranh cũng cảm xúc đấy, nhưng mà bé nó đéo lòng. Hình như là vấn đề lồng tiếng nhà tôi thành chưa được giải quyết. Rồi, thời gian trong phim rồi.
Savannah, どうして?
Cô đang xem gì vậy?
いえ、ルボール大飛天のオリジナルを見ていただけよ。何か見落としていることがないか確かめていたの。何がサバナをああさせてしまったのか。でも隅々まで見ても何もないのよね。あるのは簡潔に書き記されたレシピや冒険の適当な日記ぐらい。しかもほとんどは短編的なものよ。私が渡したコピーの方はレシピを保管してあっただけでなく、独自のノウハウや注釈まで残していたのよ。この骨董品よりよほど実用的だと思わない?
Nếu mà với canh cách không phải dinh dưỡng của đầu bếp sao?
そうかもしれないわね。あのサバナがたかが名誉のためだけにこんなに大騒ぎするとは思えないけど。
Cô ấy là bạn của cô sao?
ええ。でも私が一方的にそう思っていただけなのかもね。
Giọng tiếng Anh của tiếng Nhật thay đổi hẳn.
少し恥ずかしがり屋だけど何事にも細かい気配りができる子だったわ。問題があっても指摘されればすぐに改善して、だからホテル・ドゥボールのシェフに彼女を勧めたの。まさかフィルマンたちが苦しむ事態になるなんて。
Cô cảm thấy bản thân cũng có trách nhiệm sao?
私がもろ手を挙げて勧めたわけだし、責任がないとは言い切れないわ。彼女がああなったのは私のせいなんじゃないかと思うと、はあ、ドゥボール大飛天を描いたモデストもこんな気持ちだったのかしら。
Nói về Modest, lúc trước anh ấy đã tách ra với ai nhỉ?
彼の昔の友人でホテル・ドゥボールのもう一人の創業者であったサベリよ。モデストはドゥボールケーキを世に出した後、天才と呼ばれるようになり、どんどん人気になっていったの。でも同時にサベリとの距離は次第に離れていった。新作を発表するたびに大成功を収めていたモデストとは違って、サベリの料理の道は茨の道だったわ。モデストが上流階級の間で引っ張りだこになると、サベリと料理の話をする時間が取れなくなっていった。人々は口さがない言葉をサベリに投げかけるし、いつしか二人は話が合わなくなってしまった。
Vậy cuối cùng bọn họ thế nào?
終わりは突然訪れたわ。若い天才は急病で命を落としたのよ。和解することも決裂することも叶わず、別の説もあるわ。嫉妬に狂ったサベリが仲直りのために訪れたモデストを死に至らしめた。ただの噂に過ぎないわ。少なくともフォンテーヌ邸の歴史に サベリが有罪判決を受けた記録はない。過去に一体何があったのかについて知る術はない。私たちにできるのは今の状況をこれ以上悪化させないことだけよ。だから明日の対決では絶対に勝つわ。多少強引な手を使ってでもあの子の考えを聞き出さないと。
Có tới đây cứ yên tâm.
あら、自信満々ね。それじゃ明日の活躍楽しみにしてるわ。
Đợi gì qua tiếng Anh thì có một vài rồi. Có giờ tôi phải lồng tiếng nghe nhờ tiếng Anh này. Có thể tôi sẽ lên có các cạnh hoặc là ấy tôi trên mạng coi một tiếng Nhật sau. Đợi đến hôm sau 12 giờ.
It's cooking contest day to the Hotel de Boer. Toot sweet.
Ok, tới giờ đấu rồi thì tới thôi. Chuyển đến đây. Nhiều người vậy.
Did you hear the news? Escoffier's coming back for a cooking contest.
Wait, seriously? Escoffier in a cooking contest? Now that I've got to see!
I don't get it. Why would anyone in their right mind challenge her to a cooking contest?
Mesdames et messieurs, welcome one and all to the Hôtel de Bord and to this most exciting of cooking contests.
Savannah, I've brought the original copy of the codex you asked for.
Monica?
In the interests of fairness, this contest will be conducted in a double-blind format. Once the dishes are complete, they will be sent to the back of the kitchen where they'll each receive a label. The labels will be placed out of sight underneath the plates, only to be revealed after the judges have sampled them and reached a final verdict.
As one of the judges, I promise to be fair and impartial.
When my meal got interrupted yesterday, I never thought this is how they'd make it up to me. Getting a seat on the judging panel is a pretty sweet deal.
Both contestants have taken their positions. Then, without further ado, let the Hôtel de Bord cooking contest commence!
Dòng là dòng Pháp hả? Dòng tiếng Anh nhưng mà tới theo dòng Pháp. Nghe vui thế. Ok, hoàn thành mục tiêu khiến xu hướng hương vị đạt mất cân bằng. Không biết có bất trắc gì xảy ra trong đồ bánh này không nè. Ok.
Monica, Traveler, it's go time. Even the best chef in the world can't flavor their food without prepping the flavoring, right?
Alphonse! Gaspar! Get to work! Do not disappoint me.
Looks like our two head chefs are raring to go. Like an oven on full blast.
That should be enough flavoring. Now hurry up and balance the flavors.
Ok, điều vị. Để coi coi. Ok, 4 5 ok ngon. Hoàn thành điều gì. Tiếp tục làm tầng kế của bánh kem.
Off to the freezer.
Alphonse! What are you playing at?
The balance of flavors is about right, but the quantity is too low.
Xong. Vậy. Mấy cái cơ chế thú vị này thực hiện một lần nó biến mất trong mấy cái sự kiện đặc biệt.
So, what do you think?
Mời giám khảo đang xem. Làm tập cuối cùng của bánh kem dessert. Lát tôi xin lồng tiếng cho nhà Nguyễn Thành. Đây nữa thì không thể tay. Còn sự kiện cúc chuyện kia thì chắc phải ấy rồi.
Escoffier is already on the final step of the recipe. Let's check on Savannah's progress.
Pháp nè. Đâu. 3. Yeah. Không lỗi từng nào đâu. Mấy cái tính toán số cân bằng, tôi là người cân bằng hoàn hảo.
You can't match Escoffier's talent.
Biết vậy luôn rồi. Wow.
I present to you Gâteau de Bourg. We were like a flock of snowing geese, completely in sync, working gracefully and elegantly together. Great work, team!
Thời gian 3 phút 32 giây, tổng số điều bị 11 bánh kem để bò hoàn thành. Yes sir.
Time's up! Contestants, please take your dishes to the back.
That guy was right. You really can't tell whose is whose just by looking at them.
We both made the same dish after all. For all her flaws, Savannah's a talented chef who earned my recommendation for good reason. She wouldn't screw up something as elementary as the cake's appearance.
Whoa! This is really rather good.
Wonderfully soft and fluffy. Beautifully sweet. This is a masterclass in how to make Gâteau de Bourg.
I would give this one at least 9.9 out of 10! Only because there's something about the flavor of the base.
It's... Huh? Really? I couldn't tell.
All right, on to Gâteau number 2. I haven't had a single bite and already this aroma is a delight to the sense.
I have a feeling that this gâteau will be a gâteau for the ages.
How exciting! I'm gonna dig in. I think maybe...
Not just the sugar, it's the flavors too.
It appears the decision is unanimous.
And Paimon thought this might actually be close. Turns out she can't bake to save her life.
Something's not right here. Savannah may not be perfect, but
I can now declare that the creator of the first gâteau has won this cooking.
What? It's Savannah?
No, that's impossible.
Hey, Savannah, you cheated, didn't you? What did you do? Oh, you swapped the plates, didn't you?
Well, someone's a sore loser. These cakes went from the oven to the judge. It was Vanna Gem's staff who labeled them in the kitchen. If you're looking to accuse some, isn't it more likely that Escoffier's lost her edge?
You take that,
Judges, we demand a rematch.
that's enough. As head chef, or rather as team lead, I take responsibility for the dish Savannah. I didn't think you'd stoop this low just to beat me in a bake-off. What happened to your chefs?
I don't know what you're talking.
If you want the Codex de Boer that much...
Escoffier, no!
But you must promise me that you'll apologize to
It's a little late to be negotiating terms.
Look, Savannah, you may have fooled everyone else, but can you really fool yourself? But only on the condition that you promise to stop...
Fine. I'll treat this as your final handover of duties from one head chef to the next. So, will that be all, ex-head chef? Or...
I didn't mean that to be a scolding from your former boss. Just a word of advice from a fellow chef and a friend. But I don't know if you're even open to input from other people.
I know what I'm doing. I don't need your advice.
All right, fine. I'm glad to hear it.
Escoffier?
The Codex de Boer, finally.
Escoffier? How could you let her get away with this?
Yeah, the Codex is...
It's all right. It was just a bake-off. Besides, it's not all bad. She agreed to compensate Firma. Honestly, if I'd have known that giving her the Codex would solve everything, I'd have just done that in the first place. I mean, why bother with the whole cooking contest? It's such...
No. No! This doesn't make any sense!
Huh?
That's it? No secrets, no nothing? I don't believe it! This can't be happening.
Oh, Chef Savannah!
Savannah?
It's nothing life-threatening. Just a lot of pent-up stress and exhaustion.
Oh, I knew it.
Pent-up stress?
The truth is, however hard she might be on the rest of us, the person she puts the most pressure on is her.
Yes, there are nights when she makes us redo things over and over into the wee hours. But for her, it's every night. She'll hide herself away in the kitchen, working on new techniques and recipes, and...
But why?
Our best guess is she doesn't want to be seen as less of a chef than a Scot.
And there it is.
Even so, that's no excuse for taking her anger.
Yeah, and it's definitely no excuse for...
About that, we honestly have no idea.
Leone and Algalia were the ones I tasked with
Not to worry. Come on, join me downstairs.
Well, how is it?
Oh, this is aggravated assault on my palate. I'd rather eat wet cement than this.
Is it really that bad? I made sure the taste tested before it was...
Oh, relax. This isn't your cake. Savannah never switched the plates. The offending flavors are coming from in between the icing and the cake. Or in other words, we have a traitor in our midst.
I'm sorry. I was forced into it. It was Chef Savannah. She said if I didn't cooperate, she would...
Calm down, Monica. I've already accepted defeat. And if I wanted retribution, I would have brought this up when the results were announced. Whatever's going on with you, just spill the beans.
I was the one who caused the food safety and...
Food safety? Wait, you mean the Lumalene incident?
I think so. Savannah and I were on procurement that day. But I swear I didn't do it on purpose. I had no idea there was an issue with them, and I didn't know it would end up with Escoffier going to... But the last thing I expected was for Savannah to use it as...
This is crazy! So Savannah pressured you into sabotage...
I know, it's terrible. I'm so sorry. I was so scared. I thought Escoffier would hate my guts if she ever found out, and yet somehow that's ended up in me doing something even worse.
Seriously? All this fuss over little
Huh?
Firstly, it's not like I got a life sentence. I did my stint at the fortress, and now I'm out. So you don't need to feel ashamed or frightened or anything like that. Any more than you need to add butter when you're pan-searing foie gras.
You mean... you forgive me?
Oh, well, I'm not saying you don't have to take responsibility. You should tell Vanagem to mark down your performance for the past few months. Then do some digging and find out exactly where those contaminants...
Understood.
Good. Now, back to Savannah. What about the original codex?
I have my suspicions.
What happened to me?
I've overheard some customers murmuring about how the Hotel de Boer hasn't been the same since Escoffier left.
Now that you mention it, I noticed it during the contest, but the difference was so small, I'm sure no one would notice.
Still, as head chef, it's easy to see. So many times I've seen her make the cake base over and...
Yeah, I've noticed that too.
Thinking back on it now, it's clear that
She wants to prove that she can fill Escoffier's but after countless setbacks, she's getting... And at some point along the way, she switched from doubting herself to...
Doubting Escoffier? For what?
Nghi ngờ bản sao của bí điện.
Yeah, it would explain why she was bent on getting... Also, she could retain her place as the #1 chef in Fontaine. The only...
Oh, for goodness sake. What a stupid idea.
Of course. Then she finally got the codex. Oh, seeing how utterly wrong she was must have been a real shock.
There's still one thing that doesn't make sense, though. If Savannah had the real... She might not be on the same level as Escoffier, but she...
You'd think so, but genius...
New head chef, you say? What's her name?
I wonder, can the Hotel de Boer keep its edge without Escoffier at that?
Áp lực.
This tastes different from last time. Is it undercooked or something?
Take this. It's a copy of the Codex de Boer. From now on, you will be its keeper. Don't listen to the doubters. If I say you can do it, then you can do it. Even if you don't believe in yourself, at least believe in me.
Okay.
Hey, did you hear me? Once I'm gone, the restaurant is all yours.
All this time, I've been blaming other people, but maybe...
I sincerely apologize for putting everyone out. Savannah's awake now, but I don't think she's ready to speak to anyone yet. Let's give her the day to calm down. I'm sure you'll have the chance to talk everything out tomorrow.
In that case, I'll go and update for Ma and his family.
So, we'll come back tomorrow then.
That was a long day. I think I've earned myself a sweet treat when I...
Oh, nice! Macarons? are you gonna switch it up this time?
Khoan đã. Tôi có cảm giác có gì đó không ổn rồi. Cái con nhỏ Monica đấy, hình như nó cũng là người pha trà cho ông Fermin thì đúng không? Tôi nghĩ là áp lực cũng không có khiến người ta bị run, kiểu như ổng bị cái triệu chứng kiểu nghiện thuốc phiện hay sao ấy, hoặc là một loại thuốc nào đó liên quan đến thần kinh ấy. Những người bị nghiện ta cũng hay run vậy đó. Chết mẹ, nó còn quay phá mình nữa chứ. Có lẽ vấn đề không phải là ở Savannah đâu. Chết mẹ rồi. Tôi tự nghĩ suy đoán mọi người. Chắc là biết.
Every year they migrate long distances in search of a suitable home.
Đó.
There's always one goose at the front whose job is to lead the flock.
Đó, tự nhiên con Monica chạy tới chỗ mình, rồi việc ông nó bị rung tay nè. Thực ra thì áp lực tâm lý cũng không có làm tới rung tay đâu. Nó phải là loại thuốc, và tôi có một chi tiết là nó pha trà để đưa cho ông khi ông đang làm việc. Mọi người thấy đó, nó thực sự liên kết với nhau ấy.
Often use the image of that goose to explore the ideas about leadership and genius. They usually imagine someone who's a cut above the rest, but what those poets don't know is that during a migration, once the lead goose shows signs of fatigue, it retreats to the back of the flock and allows... So, the truth is that leadership, with all the responsibilities and pressures that come with it, it's something that everyone takes turns at.
Cô đang nói về
But
bản
we
thân
humans
mình.
completely miss that fact when we project our own ideas about social hierarchies onto them.
Cô đang nói về bản thân mình và cả Savannah sao?
I guess what I'm saying is, I don't buy into this notion that there's some sort of gulf between normal and genius.
Thiên tài thì cũng chỉ là người bình thường thôi, chỉ là họ có khả năng trong một lĩnh vực nào tốt hơn số còn lại thôi, nhưng họ vẫn phải nỗ lực để làm chứ, cứ đâu phải như thiên tài họa không học vẽ rồi cái vô vẽ đâu.
It's a science, not magic. Given the same ingredients, same recipe, and same environment, I see no reason why two different people shouldn't be able to create the exact... Of course, some people have a more sensitive palate than others, and some people are just born bolder or more conscientious. But I'd have no reason to expect so much from others if I believed that perfection can only come from the hands of a genius. The only reason I hold people to high standards is because, well, I believe they're capable of greatness.
Tôi không biết điều này là đúng hay sai, nhưng tôi tin vào sự kiên trì của cô.
Okay, I've made up my mind. I'm gonna get to the bottom of why Savannah failed, and come tomorrow, I'll give her the scolding of her life.
Okay. Giờ tới sáng sau 5 giờ tới 7 giờ. 5:10. Sau này là nó phải giải hết dòng sao? Ok. Qua sau nữa. Không, đã qua 2 đêm rồi, tính hôm sau rồi. Trời đang mưa nữa. Chắc chờ chút tạnh mưa mới đi học, có hồi giờ. Chắc rồi. Trời mưa lớn nhất nhà luôn. Tới khang để bo thăm Escoffier ở khách sạn.
Why are we here so early? Our meeting with Verigem isn't for a while.
Tôi muốn đến sớm để xem tình hình của Escoffier.
Check on her? Why? What happened? Oh no. Escoffier, are you alright?
I'm fine. Just need to get some more coffee in me.
Quả nhiên là cô không hề nghỉ ngơi.
Huh? What happened to my coffee? Did I really drink it all?
Để tôi đi làm cho cô một ly.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Well, there's cooking facilities here. Or we could just grab a cup of coffee from Cafe Latte.
Coffee.
dân chỉ thần. Để coi.
Strong, bitter coffee beans, transformed through expert brewing and balanced perfectly with rich, creamy, steamy milk. Wonderful.
Ok. Trời mưa lớn, bắt đầu mưa lớn lớn rồi đó.
I feel much better now. Thank you so much, Traveler and Paimon.
Glad to hear it. But make sure to catch up in your sleep when you get the chance.
Chuyện muốn biết đã có manh mối rồi chứ.
I think I figured out where the problem lies. Honestly, it's ridiculous.
Wait, what investigation? What are you talking about?
I'll save it whenever now. It's so stupidly small. I can't believe it caused so much damage.
Nhìn những thứ bỏ đi bên cạnh cô cũng thất bại của bất lần.
Yes, except my failures were stepping stones to success.
Trời mưa lớn rồi, đi con mẹ thôi. Giá là tê.
Escoffier, have you seen Savannah?
No, not since yesterday. Why? What's wrong?
After seeing her home yesterday, we were all a little concerned about how she was only to find an empty house with the dogs, Alphonse and the others to keep watch at her home, while I checked the Hotel de Bord. I'm worried something bad might have happened.
Rồi đó, không nghe gì luôn á. Rồi, tôi xin nói lớn cho mọi người nghe á. Giờ mưa lớn lắm, không nghe gì luôn á.
If she's not here, then where could she be?
Boss, Escoffier, bad news.
I'm sorry? You're supposed to be keeping us in work. Then, just after you left, we found it.
Oh. That was a bunch of women.
Wait a second. This feels familiar. I'm sure this is all connected somehow. Of course, from the codex. There are places that
Người sáng lập ra khách sạn đê bố.
Yeah, but I don't understand. The adventure logs in the codex are too fragmented to be of any use. How come this map?
The Codex de Bord? Then, this place marked in red out at sea. Could that be the fabled birthplace of Gâteau de Bord?
Seriously? So now she set her sights on finding the original recipe and beating a Scott. Oh, idiot.
Hold on. There's more.
Chúng tôi để rồi tính trước, tôi biết nguyên liệu hôm đó rồi cũng rất mua. Ok, hả? Không biết ai gửi rồi.
It was you. It sounds like a threat letter. Does this mean that Savannah was...
Retrieve the codex by to the cooking contest and
Ở
achieve.
đây mới dân còn nữa.
Someone else was behind her pulling the strings?
Keeping
This is all such a... First, we thought that Savannah forced Monica to cheat in the cooking contest. But now, it turns out that someone else forced Savannah to cheat.
Chào Vân ép Monica. Nếu sự thật là ngược lại thì sao?
You're finally here. Of course. I should have put two and two together as soon as I read your threat letter. The food safety incident. Even the suggestion that Escoffier was keeping secrets from me. It was all part of your grand plan.
Biết ngay mà, tôi biết ngay mà, con nhỏ này có gì đó không ổn. Tôi biết ngay mà, có gì đâu không ổn ở đây. Yes sir. Oh, có sự gì tức nữa.
Of all the stupid things she's done, this really takes the cake. The moment we find her, I'm gonna curse the living daylights out of her.
Khoan đã, nếu như là nó có cái bản đồ của mấy trăm năm trước khi bị thất lạc của cái cuốn sổ của ông Fontaine gì đó đúng không? Nghĩa là nó là hậu vệ của trong Starview gì đó nãy có nhắc tới á, hai người cái người bị hắt hủi á. Hình như là vậy. Tôi có chút suy đoán ra là như vậy đó. Cái này là cốt truyện cũng bình thường thôi, nhưng mà nó gọi là gì ta? Nó có gọi là cái gì ta? Có vẻ như nó thấy không cam tâm suốt mấy trăm năm ấy, rồi cái nó truyền lại cho rồi sao, rồi bắt đầu phá hoại này kia nọ ấy. Tiếp tục tiến vào bên trên. Tôi thấy nghi duyên ngờ ví dụ như lắm nha. Đáng nữa nhiều khi rồi gặp rồi sẽ giải thích. Giờ thì cứ tiếp tục đi lên. Cái đất này lạ nhỉ? Chưa thấy bao giờ.
Whoa, this place looks like an underwater restaurant, doesn't it? Suddenly, the idea of an adventure chef finding ingredients makes a whole lot more sense.
I think Modest's codex mentioned this place. A public bath in the time of memorial. Definitely the kind of place that would have served food and drinks.
Hai thứ bồng bềnh.
Some blubber beasts have come to join the party? How did... Oh, they ran off.
Chúng ta tiếp tục tiến lên nào.
That could be easier said than done. Something's blocking the entrance.
Well, did Modeste mention it in his adventure log?
Good point. Yes, that's right.
We prepared a banquet for our shy little guests, and as the food flowed away on the current, they broke into a joyous chorus, and the path opened to us.
Chắc phải cho chúng ăn được, chắc không phải cho chúng ăn được, không biết thường nó tròn vặt xuống rồi. Còn có hoa Romatine và Lumitole thôi. Hay là quay về bài trước nhé.
There's no time for that. Romaritime flowers and Lumitoile will have to do. They may not look appetizing to us, but who knows? They could be blubber beast delicacies.
Wait, we're seriously gonna try this?
Ok, đã thu hoạch qua Romatine rồi. Mẹ nhanh quá. Ok, chúng ta cũng chỉ là bình thường thôi. Ok, chuẩn bị cân bằng hoàn hảo. 5 5
Even the best chef in the world can't flavor their food without prepping the flavor, right? A little amuse-bouche.
Sáu 12. Ok. Rồi. Đang thăm đi rồi. Bữa nay ăn được thật chứ, thật sao? Nhưng mà làm thế nào để tặng của chúng đây? Đúng vậy, nếu thực tế tôi nói chúng chạy sớm như vừa rồi đúng không? Thế thì chẳng biết bao giờ mới chịu về. Giờ không còn thời gian chờ chúng trở về nữa. Những người trước đây để xử lý thế nào đó không, tôi sẽ dừng chạy. Well. Ok. À, biết rồi. Okay. It's
really singing.
Rồi nó ăn xong rồi. Mở càng lúc càng lớn. Rồi ok. Để nó làm lại cái.
The cracks turned back again. Oh, so annoying.
Ok, giờ làm thôi. Được. Gì vậy? Giao đồ ăn. Để hối người ta từ giấy nè rồi lên. Ok, giờ thì tiếp tục thôi. Đã ăn xong cho mở cửa. Yeah, xong.
Hey, it's open.
Có đường. Đường cao cấp. Rồi đi tiếp thôi, nhấn lên nào. Nước sôi bỏ hết. Chắc gần đây rồi. Trước đó không lâu.
Hey, give me your water. Here. I said your water, the one you just drank out of? Sure. I was here slaving away under Escoffier, and then you. Today, it's finally picked. Not only have I found the ruin that's but I also get to boss you around like my little lapdog. Hey, go scout ahead for me. If we need to do any more blast tunneling, I want to know where to lay the explosives. Did you not hear me? Get going. Why don't you do it yourself? Oh, when did you learn to fight back? You're always so compliant when I give you instructions by letter. That's because you threatened to expose me for the Lumiline incident. I swear, if I'd known what you were planning. Don't be so self-righteous.
Admit it, you've always been jealous of Escoffier. That's why you lapped up everything I told you. You were terrified of her finding out about your part in the Lumiline incident, and you resented the way her reputation. So you jumped at the chance to convince yourself that she was the villain. That she... First, idolization, then jealousy, suspicion, and self-deception. That's what this comes down to. It was the same story with Savelli and my ancestor. He offered Modeste his friendship, only to murder him out of vanity. He promised to explore the world with him, only to later destroy all records of their adventures. It's a miracle I even found this place. So you see, you're no better than Savelli.
I am no Savelli. Nor will I ever.
Oh, put a lid on it. You really think you can absolve yourself of your vindictive and jealous behavior now? Just because you didn't show any remorse when she left, or in the cooking contest. Why start now? You have no right to redemption.
You're right. I don't deserve her forgiveness.
Ooh, feisty.
I somehow doubt that.
What?
Ever since I learned the truth, I've been biding my time, waiting for this moment. You played me like a fiddle for so long.
But you drank it too.
It's what we both deserve. This is the price we must pay for betraying Escoffier. You'll die here with me, Monica.
You. Oh, you're too much. I saw your dumb plan a mile off. There's no poison in these bottles.
No.
Revenge is a dish best served. You're a lousy chef, and you make a lousy villain too.
Everything I ever did was a failure. And now...
Hey, why don't you try your hand at being a comedian in your next life? You got a good... You should have just done like I asked, Savannah. All I wanted you to do was scout the ruins for me.
Stop right there! Let her go, Monica! We got you!
Escoffier?
Ugh, looks like I'll have to keep you around for a little longer.
You can't! Stay back if you want her alive!
Escoffier and the Traveler. I can't take you both on in combat.
Monica, what are you hoping to achieve?
A recipe. Modeste had a secret. The truth behind his so-called genius. That genius...
Are you serious? You're here because...
I couldn't care less about the cake itself. He and Savelli were fools. A priceless treasure of Remoria in the palms of their hands. We're talking about a powerful stimulant that also sharpens the senses. That's right. I've done my research. It was a drug that Remoria developed for their war...
Don't you listen to yourself?
Just wait till I get my hands on this treasure.
Just when I thought she couldn't get any crazier. She's lucky the whole place didn't collapse.
Nên ra cô đã tranh thủ trốn thoát trong cái hỗn loạn rồi.
Savannah's going too!
Monica must have taken her. Oh, what a coward. She's only taken her hostage because she knows that she's no match for you.
Cho nên chúng có thể đảm bảo rằng Savannah tạm thời vẫn an toàn.
That's true. Even if she finds the treasure, she'll need Savannah alive if she wants to get out of here in one piece.
Oh, well, our path's been blocked, so let's look for another route. The water looks pretty deep here. Maybe it leads somewhere.
Yeah. Cái này có đường. Đây.
Awakened by the explosion just then. Alright, Knife Skills 101. Time for some rough chopping.
Đó. Rồi, mở cửa, chưa sơ. Mở đường. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Another door? Guess we need to prepare another feast for our guests.
Cửa này câu giờ chứ làm mẹ được. Như vậy. Vậy không sót.
Off to the freezer.
Một cái năm. Rồi xong. Cũng dễ chứ bộ. Yeah. Okay.
It seems to really like the texture of Rome maritime flowers. Ôi trời, rồi đi trực đường đó. Người ta thường đóng vai người Việt Nam. Tôi có cái linh cảm không tốt với con nhỏ Monica từ đầu rồi. Cảm giác như đang diễn trò ấy. Ôi cha, tự nhiên để cái chỗ mình thấy như đang diễn trò ấy. I never knew you could process limit flow like that. Alright, I've got to jot this down. Limit flow from maritime flowers. This could open the door to a whole new world.
Yep, that's literally the plan. Wait, hold on. Which door are you talking about?
Cái đời, yes door. Tiếp tục tiến vào bên trong.
More like last century Fontaine.
Theo góc độ kỹ thuật đúng là vậy.
Adventurers from last century Fontaine, huh?
By the looks of it, this was a one-person camp. They adventured together, but maybe one of them came.
Chúng ta tìm thử xem nào.
You really think so?
Trust our adventurer's instincts.
Ờ,
Just like you're a pro in the kitchen.
chủ yếu là kinh nghiệm của tôi.
Okay, well, the traveler has more adventuring experience overall, but
Rồi, chị thấy rồi, ở đây.
Paimon was just about to show off her rummaging skills.
Huh, no kidding. Are all adventurers so obsessed with journaling? I mean, I take a lot of notes when I'm cooking as well, but I thought that was just...
Anyway, let's find out who was here.
It's been years since I've last visited these ruins. It's exactly the way I remember it. This place probably hasn't changed in millennia. Sadly, the treasure of Remoria. That's what we used to call it. Modeste was right about its potential. Our limited stock of the substance meant that the gâteau could only be produced on a small scale. But this only drove up the popularity all the more. Modeste was right about that too. He was praised as a genius. While I, as the one, Modeste tried his best to console me, but I knew better than anyone. Our conversations grew scarce, and we saw less and less of each other. I didn't fight it. He had new friends and a career of his own. I told myself that maybe one day, when I finally created a masterpiece of my own, or maybe one day, when I put these feelings of self-loathing behind me, I'd be able to ask him with a smile on my face. Unfortunately, that day...
So it was Savelli. From the sounds of it, he came back after Modeste's story.
I always thought it was just a legend. But if it's true, then this must be the place.
In that case, what does that say about the death of Modeste?
That's it, dude.
The taste of Gâteau de Bourg has changed. Modeste was convinced of this. Being the perfectionist that he was, he refused to accept even the slightest. But as he baked and taste tested over and over again, it was only when he was sipping on coffee one day and realized he could not taste the bitterness. The treasure of Remoria stimulates the senses, taste included, and invigorates the spirit. In the short term, in hindsight, it made perfect sense. After all, why would a culture that sought liberation from the over the course of his many culinary experiments, Modeste exhausted the finest culinary talent of his generation, now faced a future in which he would never be able to taste anything, ever. And because we had become estranged, I could not be there to stop him, to offer some words of comfort. Yet despite everything, he sent me his final letter.
The treasure of Remoria? Guess Monica was really onto something.
So Modeste chose to end his own life. Then, while also, neither the Codex nor any other contemporary...
Modeste told me everything in his final letter. His was a tale of how even a genius could fail, and how much more devastating it is when it happens. Did he hope I would gain some personal catharsis from knowing the truth? But if the public ever learned how Modeste's greatest triumph became his undoing, his fault, what would be his legacy then? How would future generations view everything we built together? I fear the scorn I have faced these last years would be in comparison to the scorn shown to him.
Giữ lại danh tiếng người bạn, phần nên im lặng. Kiểu như để thiên hạ quên trầm thiếu từ mẹ nó rồi cái người bạn của mình, vì danh tiếng người bạn của mình mà ông chấp nhận im lặng sống tủ nhục đó. Đây mới là bạn thiệt sự nha, mẹ chứ lên chào mồm nói này nói nọ đó phải bạn thiệt đâu. Hy sinh thầm lặng gì nhau ấy, đó có kể công kể con mẹ đâu.
I cannot let that come to pass. I will do what I must to protect his name. It may lead his family to suspect me of having a hand in his I would rather the world believe a tale of Jesus. The final weak thing is the evidence here. At the bottom of the sea.
Không ổn, phải mau chóng đuổi theo Monica.
What's wrong?
So we thought, but if Monica finds out what happened to the...
Đi.
The treasure of Remoria.
I have found you at last. Savelli, you tried your best to bury the truth. But I have to thank you too, Savannah. Without your help retrieving... But now, finally, the secret to Remoria's military might is within my grasp. The treasure of It's empty. It's empty?
Monica? Oh, we were seconds too late.
Escoffier? What's the...
Sabelli's final act. He wanted to conceal the secret of the treasure forevermore and make sure so he came here after his friend...
This can't be happening. All that for an empty...
Monica, don't do anything stupid.
Oh, shut your pie hole!
She's a nutcase. A liability to herself and everyone else. Well, now it's up to us to clean up the mess she's made. Take these golems
Đi đâu nào? Yes, sir.
Dancing in the wind.
Đang quay đến hơi giật lắc quyết định. Ok chưa? Rồi, đi tiếp đang xuống sao? Có thể là do ảnh hưởng của thuốc nổ vừa rồi. Trước đó.
Okay, I'm coming.
Oh, no, you don't. If I can't get what I want, neither will... I've got nothing to show for my life's work so far. But if I can take another so-called genius down with me in my final moment, then it was all worth it. When did you...
I may be a lousy chef, but it looks like I'm not a complete waste of space.
Đây, sẽ nói thôi.
Escoffier! Savannah!
Traveler! And Paimon!
What did you expect us to do? Stay at the restaurant and sit on a merry day?
We had to do something. Even though that something ended up, well, waiting for you here instead.
Để ra qua UC mà làm quái rồi.
I don't deserve any of you. It was my fault Escoffier had to leave. Then I couldn't live up to her standards. Come back, Escoffier. Come.
Okay, so everything I said to you the day I left?
Huh? Sorry, I was kinda in my own head.
Forget it. That doesn't matter. Anyway, I didn't leave this job because if you were that bad, why would all your staff show up here for you?
Escoffier's right. Sure, you nitpick our work and get us to do things over a lot.
Things were pretty rough after Escoffier left. And Savannah's the only reason we've been...
Our customers know that Escoffier doesn't work for us anymore. But the fact is, at the end of the day, we're all human, and we all make mistakes. Or
no, I get what you're saying, but...
Well, about that, there's someone else here.
It's been a while, Chef Savannah.
Fema? I'm so sorry. I put far too much pressure on, but I'm too late, aren't I? The damage is done.
Actually, I think I'm going to be just fine.
Huh? We thought Firmin's problem was purely psychological in nature. But after the threat letter came to light, it got Firmin thinking. And then he remembered the tea that Monica used to give him every night.
Biết ngay mà.
And as it turns out, she was lacing it with Lumaline the whole time.
Chờ giúp tôi nghe điện thoại. Ok thì quay lại nè.
No way! Doesn't that cause nerve damage?
It can. High doses pose a risk of serious nervous and sensory complications. But a small dose might simply make a person more emotional, whether that mean more fragile.
No wonder it seemed like you'd lost your edge.
Biết ngay mà.
I asked my friends at the Fontaine Research Institute about it. They said that with the low dose I was taking, the risks are pretty small.
Bây giờ trông anh có vẻ tự tin hơn nhiều rồi đấy.
Well, that's what happens when you give someone a little bit of hope to...
There's more. We believe that Firmin was likely not...
You mean she poisoned me too?
That's why Savannah's been so irritable this whole time!
Let's not be too quick to blame everything on aluminum. That stuff can only amplify what's already there. So tasty food will seem like the most delicious thing in the world. So you better make sure you reflect on your behavior and apologize to
I will. I'm sorry. There's still one question that's really Is it just...
It's because the heating element in your oven is broken, you silly goose.
What?
I felt like something was off during the cooking contest. Once I got around to checking all the equipment, I noticed it right away. All the ovens in the whole kitchen had the same problem, which confused me at the time, but by this point, it's pretty obvious that Monica must have tampered with it. I would have figured it out the day of the bake-off, since the issue affected both our teams. But of course, Monica sabotaged mine.
No. I spent so long trying to find out where I was... It all comes back to what...
Oh, cut it out! Stop the woe is me act for a second and... Do you know how long I spent perfecting my Gâteau de Bourg? 3 years! 3 whole... And you've been head chef now for what? 6 months? If that? A couple hundred failed attempts, and you clearly have no idea how many kitchen failures I've had under my belt. Genius or not, everyone makes mistakes. Modeste did, Savelli did, everyone does.
Đúng là vậy. Hiện tại cũng là con người thôi mà. Có phải thần thánh đâu.
Learn from them and then keep chipping away until you crack the problem once and for all. Surely you haven't forgotten all that. You were no lousy chef back when I handed you the reins.
I haven't forgotten.
That's our head chef.
Haha! Sounds like we won't need another changing of the guard in the hood.
What a perfect ending to a crazy journey.
So you got your mojo back now?
Yeah. Thanks to you, Escoffier. In fact, no. Thanks to all of you.
Okay.
Friends again. So nice to see them finally settle their beef.
Tôi nghĩ chưa chắc.
Good. So now that's out of the way. It's time for payback. You cheated in our last bake-off, and I demand a rematch right now.
But that was mostly Monica's fault. What?
Right. And also, does it have to be written?
No excuses. This is a cooking contest between two top chefs, and nothing will get in its way.
Biết ngay.
So grab your spatula and get ready. This rematch is happening today, right now, this instant.
Hey, so, this whole time you were salty about losing?
Well,
The second cooking contest commences now!
This time, no more games, and no holding back!
yes sir. Chúng ta có trận đấu. Yes sir. Well,
I feel like I don't have the right to be here.
Hey, what are you so afraid of? You can't unbake it now. And if you don't serve it, then good or bad, you'll never find out how to improve. If you're too scared to fail, you'll never know what real success tastes like. So?
Embrace your failure. Taste it. Digest it. That's the way to success.
I don't know. It sounds like it's easier said than done.
I'll do it.
okay.
The results are in! A landslide victory for Escoffier!
Quite rightly, too. Piece of cake.
Cái điều đó trông có vẻ rất vui.
Oh yeah, look at that! Savannah looks pretty chipper too, considering she lost.
Vậy là cô không phải muốn giành chiến thắng cho bản thân nên mới đề xuất đấu lại với tôi đúng không?
Now, where were we? Yes. Do you have any more questions for me after everything that's happened?
Sau này cô có dự định gì không?
I thought Navia would have filled you in. And actually, I said all this to Savannah before I left. Although, as we saw, I don't think any of it sank in. I had two reasons for leaving. One was the food safety incident, of course. But the other was that the Hotel de Boer had reached a point where it didn't need me anymore. So I decided to step down and look for new opportunities to improve myself.
Improve how?
Cơ hội mới để trao dồi nhiều hơn.
Well, a while back, I got to know a fellow chef from Liyue, and in her, I saw so many new possibilities.
Giang Linh hả? Ok, biết mà. Đầu bếp thể nấu được dịch slam.
She has that same adventurous spirit that Modeste and Sibeli had in their youth. Slime mucus, lizard tails. With her, nothing's off the table. There's a whole world of new flavors out there waiting to be explored, hiding away in ingredients we overlook. Case in point, remember those Romaritime flowers down in the ruins? I used them in the cooking contest just now.
What? Paimon didn't notice at all!
Half of the art of cooking is dissecting the recipes of previous chefs and figuring out the exact constellation of elements that gave their work its signature taste. And the other half, it lies in freeing yourself from the confines of the kitchen. You've got to go out and explore the endless possibilities out there.
Uh-oh. Paimon's suddenly not sure she wants to try your cooking anymore.
Don't worry, it's not going to be a free-for-all like in Modeste's time. Before I put anything into my food. In the meantime, take this. It's a recipe for Petit Gâteau de Bourg, revised version. I tweaked it to suit your needs as busy adventurers.
All right! So, do you ever see yourself returning to Hotel de Bourg?
Oh, of course. I've already promised Banishan that I'll come back every once in a while to make sure the quality of the food remains at an acceptable level.
Sau này Savannah phải cẩn thận rồi đây.
You know, Paimon's still a little bit. Surely Monica wouldn't have gotten drawn in so deeply if it wasn't. She practically dedicated her life to finding the lost pieces of Modeste's diary. Then went to all that trouble to infiltrate the Hotel de Boer. And in the end, it was all for nothing.
Đáp án mà mình vẫn luôn tin tưởng đã trở nên vô nghĩa và bản thân chấp mê bất ngộ cũng trở thành trò cười.
Since you mentioned the treasure, between Modeste's writings and what we saw in those ruins, the so-called treasure of Remoria was most likely a substance that the Remorians extracted from Lumitor.
Huh? So then, why all the hype back in the early days of...
Don't forget, it was a very different era. We could barely even refine sugar back then, so desserts were very much in their infancy. And as for the Lumiline, it may well have been somewhat valuable in ancient times. But these days, it's just... Even if Savelli hadn't destroyed it all, I doubt it would be worth that much these...
So after all that, there was nothing in those... Feels strange to say it, but Paimon almost feels sorry for Monica. She sacrificed it all only to get nothing in return.
Rồi giờ bản thân tự làm tự chịu thôi.
Hey! Huh? Navia?
Oh.
You just got back from that underwater ruin, right? Well, check it out. Did you see anything like this down there? Freshly unearthed from the ruins of Rum. Experts say it has immense artistic and historical value.
Wait! Isn't that the jar they used to hold the...
If only it was still in one piece.
Well... Yeah, đúng rồi, đúng rồi. Không. Khác. Bộ mới lệch ra Yuki 162 thịt nữa, thịt rất mấy ngày được. Còn cậu may đây, biết trúng không? Ok, thì video này cũng sắp kết thúc rồi mọi người ạ. Nếu mọi người thấy video này thì hãy like, share để ủng hộ video này và đăng ký kênh để tiếp thêm động lực cho mình nhé. Ok, mình sẽ mở chuyên mục mới là chơi game khác nữa, chứ mình không có quanh quẩn ở mấy con game này nữa. Quanh quẩn hoài một con game, một hai con game cũng hơi chán, mình sẽ tìm làm thêm về game kinh dị, có thể là Resident Evil. Khởi đầu series với những cái đó gọi là vui vẻ kiểu như ấy. Ok, giờ thì cảm ơn mọi người đã theo video. Chúc mọi người tốt lành, mình cũng sắp phải đi học rồi. Để mình phải chờ coi mưa nó có tạnh bớt hay không để đi học nữa. Còn thì có lẽ video chạy trước. Chán rồi bé. Thôi, bye bye mọi người. Bye bye mọi người. Dạ, hẹn gặp lại lần sau. See ya.
Furniture like that can be just...